I spent the last 20 years doing lettering work for brands like Converse, Cartoon
Wow.
Network,
Oh, wow.
Hot Wheels.
Neat.
But every time I look at these 5 artists, I think, you know what? Maybe I should just pack it in and become a professional dog walker instead. First up is my old pal and longtime source of inspiration, Mary Kate McDevitt. When I first started getting really into hand lettering, she's one of the first people that I connected with. Her work is playful, colorful, full of personality and whimsy. I don't even know what whimsy. What does whimsy mean? I don't know either, but I think I know what it means when I look at her work. When I see it, I'm like, this is just full of whimsy. You know what I mean? Just look at all the whimsy. Chock full of whimsy. If you're looking for a masterclass in how to give your letters charm and warmth, look no further than her stuff. One of my favorite things about her work is how seamlessly she incorporates illustration within her lettering and how well they work together. Like the way she stylizes her characters or just like the elements. It's so good. Like this constantly on guard thing. Look at that character. Look at those wonky proportions, but like how well it works in the overall composition. Love it so good. So much. And the texture and the birds. I just drew a bunch of birds for the birdies club, and look at these birds. I wish my birds looked like these birds. Can we just talk about the color on this Hardy White series with these two things? Let alone the lettering, but just that combination of the pink and the orange and the blue. Each shade of those is the perfect color. And look at her fun little animations. Looks like these are stickers for Pinterest. So fun. I recently had the pleasure of meeting Cymone Wilder when we were both judges for the Society of Typographic Arts 100 show. Although Cymone's lettering can look tight at first glance, you start to notice the imperfections, and I love that. She definitely keeps it raw, and you can see the hand work coming through, and it just has so much character. I've heard Cymone say that she just does bad lettering, and then there's this thing that says, I love to draw letters bad. If this is bad, I don't want to be good. I know that was a stupid joke. Look at that angry little face. Why is it so perfect? I also love the okay fine treatment. Just the mix of that chunky script with that angular lettering at the bottom. So good. She also seems to do a lot of murals and large format work, and the fact that she's able to maintain that tightness at a large scale, but also have the imperfections in there it's really nice. Cymone Wilder's work is funny, it's powerful, it is bold, strong, graphic, all the good words, and perfectly imperfect. And I can't recommend checking out her stuff enough. Go do it. Go follow her on Instagram or whatever. You will not regret it. Sophie Elinor is a graphic designer and typographer from Australia who calls herself a type dork, and I can get down with that. She makes a lot of playful and colorful lettering that has a lot of character, but her motion work is really what stood out for me, especially the stop motion stuff that she does, just has such a warmth to it that you can't get with regular animation. On top of that, her work is just silly and it makes me happy. Like, look at the claymation. I loved Gumby as a kid, and this gives me Gumby vibes. Holy smokes. I don't even know how this cool thing, well, I don't know. It's just very satisfying to me. And she made an Alphabutt. I mean, that seals the deal for me. Just look at all these butts. For me though, it's the V for vigorous vibrations. That is the silliest V I've ever seen. Thank you for making that, Sophie. Jenna Blazevich, aka Vichcraft, is easily one of the coolest people that I know. Her work blends lettering and craft with feminism and activism in a way that's sharp, uncompromising, and just plain rad. She focuses a lot on handcrafted methods. She literally uses a 100-year-old chain stitching machine to make. Like, look at this banner. I feel like the word craft doesn't even begin to describe just how amazing her stuff is. Seeing this stuff in person too is a whole other thing, because it's just so good. Like, it's not enough to just be amazing at lettering. You have to create these amazing sculptural pieces as well. On top of all that, she has a brick and mortar shop in Chicago that I highly recommend checking out if you are in the area. And this motorcycle stuff too, like the painted lettering on the tank, she's just impossibly cool. If you don't already follow Jenna Blazevich or Vichcraft, get on it, because you're missing out. If hand lettering had a time machine, Jason Carne, is it Carne or Carne? Cairn. Sometimes when you put an E at the end, it's like a long E. You know, these are the kind of things that I should have done before recording. I know. If lettering had a time machine, Jason would be the guy running it. His work feels like it was ripped out of a vintage sign shop, but still feels fresh today somehow. Jason created the lettering library, which I first heard about through the Retro Supply Co. jumble that is the lettering library, which you may have seen me rant and rave about in a video. Amazing lettering collections, magicalness, insanity, magical caboodle. 125 rare vintage lettering book. Delightful. But it's just this incredible archive of all these like out of print vintage historical lettering and typography books and samples that is literally just mind blowing. I will link to that video if you want to check it out. But it's incredible. It's incredible. Jason curated this collection. I guess he's been collecting it forever, and it's a gold mine. It's a literal. He has a background in creating punk and hardcore album art, which I love. But he is more well known for his just impossibly precise and ornate, detailed typographic and lettering work. I spent entirely too long recreating Jason's name in the style of this Cruel Summer graphic that he did. Actually, for being honest, I spent too much time on all of these things just to show them quickly in this video. But I did have a lot of fun doing it, and it gave me a greater appreciation of each of these letterers. But just the amount of detail and precision in his work is mind-blowing. And just the way he's able to recreate so authentically these you can see it. Just look at it. And it's not like he's just great at that ornate style. Like let's look at this more comic-y stuff with the zap and the quake, and like it's all great. The fact that we can go from this quake and zap thing and then to this In Science We Trust treatment, and they're both incredible. That's frankly a little bit rude. I think these four together, which look nicely because of the color palette in general, but just the diversity and style here and how all of them are great, it's not really that fair if we're being honest. So there you have it, 5 lettering artists that you should absolutely be following right now. Each of them has their own unique voice and approach to lettering. And I'd say that looking at a variety of different lettering styles like this is a great way to level up your own game. Good talk? Okay, I'll see you later.